Gentlemen, welcome to my other desk. We have a new toy on my desk. And I'm really looking forward to this. You can see I've got my work clothes on. That's what we got in the box. Happy days. Now, I ordered this off Banggood because it was on offer and it was cheaper in the EU warehouse than the China warehouse of all places. And then I had a discount code as well, so it made it even cheaper. Now, I haven't opened this box up yet. Oh, and that's going to be a lovely noise on the microphone, so apologies for that. So let's take a look to see what we got. Ooh, I'm going to have to put this down on the floor. Otherwise you're not going to see half of this. Okay. Right, so that's the top lid. Now, I already know from watching a couple of other videos that this thing is a bit weak. That's why. Can you see there on the angle that they've got this great big cut or recess in here, which leaves no strength in the top. So I will be putting some carbon fibre across there just to make it stronger. So there's part number one, which was not the best part to start with because we're already going to have to mod it out of the box. Oh, and talking of modding, I also saw another little cool trick, which was to put carbon fibre push rods down there as well. Poke that in and then you can use that to mount it into the top of the model. What else we got on here? Let's go for the fuselage. Oh, wow. Okay, that's much bigger. So, excuse me, this is touted as being the mini Talon. So, goodness knows how big the other Talons are, but this isn't mini by any means. Let's get her open. Wow, that's actually really cool. Oh, need to glue that then. That's really big. Look at the size in here. By the way, they have glued in the probably just a glass fibre rod in the middle, but to be honest, I've never trusted anybody else's gluing, so that will get either some epoxy or maybe a bit of goop or just CA down the edges as well. But this is actually a really big model. Bigger than what I was expecting. It's not really mini, if that makes sense. So we're about 33 inches long, or in new money, that's about 83 centimetres. Not bad at all. I'm genuinely impressed by the size of it. And we got, oh, that must be an air hole. I don't know what this bottom piece is. Oh, that must be for the wheel which goes in. And I've seen there's some funky woodwork which we need to work on. And yeah, look at the size of the motor mount in there. I'll get the ruler out for this one. We're going to get a nice big motor in there. So it's about 1.5 inches square. Yeah, or in new money, about 4 centimetres. So we can put a whacking great big motor in that bad boy. Brilliant. Let's put that fuselage to one side. What else have we got on there? As you can tell, I'm giving it great respect getting it out of the box. Yeah, 2 rods. So I think on the fuselage, and by the way, it's all pretty well moulded. There isn't any horrible bubbly bits on it. It's obviously been a really good mould. Saying that, there is a scratch down the side, but to be honest, to be fair, I probably did that. Yeah, we got one rod which goes through the section there, and I'm guessing that rod goes through the back bit somewhere. Oh, it must go through the main channel. Right, let me put that to one side so it doesn't get mixed up with the other stuff. What else we got in here? Ooh, tail fin. Oh yeah, I don't own any V-tail models. This model is a V-tail model. I'll put a picture up of the actual supposedly finished model on the end as well. Up on your screen so you can see what it looks like. And yeah, how cool to hear that? There you go, we're going to have to make a V-tail. I've never done a V-tail mixer in my Tyrannus. And also, that's actually a really good point, is that I am going to be putting a flight control board in here. So that's going to have to be one of the considerations for the flight control board which I use, because they'll have to support a V-tail. How curious. I've never flown one of these with a VTOL before, and I've never put a flight controller in a VTOL. But it looks pretty sturdy. Again, if we look closely at the glass fibre rod, I will not be trusting someone else's glue in, and that will get some extra glue down, and I will check to see if it comes out as well. I've had models before where they've put the glass fibre rod in it, but you just bend it a touch and the rod falls out in your hands. I can't remember which model that was. It was one of the ones. Pass, forgotten which one it is. Anyway, what's next in here? We have, one wing. Again, just looking at the quality, I don't know if you can see that on the account. I'm just going to move it around so it moves with the light. The quality of the moulding is very, very good. And yeah, really nice. I do have a dent already. Come on, that's my job to make it dent. Or should I say our job? On an unscheduled landing. Right, so yeah, really, really nice wing. What are these? Oh, okay. I won't be flying this straight out of the box. I don't know if you can see that, but in the actual crease there, that EPO looks a bit thin to me, so I will definitely be putting some blender tape down that. That's for sure. Again, it's just for safety, really. I'd hate for this model to crash for me not doing something so easy to do. So yeah, definitely a bit of blender down there, and it looks like we can fit a normal size servo in there. So 9 gram, you know the ones, the Tower Pro ones. You got the other wing. Guess what? It looks like the other wing, but the mirror image. Let's get that one out. Again, great quality moulding on here. It's a funny little knobbly bit in there, but I don't know what that's for. Yeah, I definitely don't trust those. Can you see the dark patches in that join? Yeah, I definitely won't be flying that straight out of the box. I wouldn't trust that in the air over a long period of time. And it looks like we do get a large degree of movement as well, because you know that I like to rag the nuts off my models, so seeing a lot of aileron movement is fun. Right, what else we got in here? Some stickers, which look like they were cut out by a child. Nice straight cut along the bottom. In fact, let me just make a point. Yeah, looks like it was cut out by a child. Instructions. Oh, blimey. There we go, that's our instructions, which, nice big sheet, don't get me wrong, that would be great to have on the workbench and then work out the model on top. It's got all the basics on there. And the CFG is saying it's 76mm from the leading edge of the wing. Brilliant. That does mean if we've got a nice big motor sat on the back, we need a big flight battery. And that kind of now makes sense with those guys which are running like 8,000 milliamp battery packs up on the nose. That all does make sense. Is there anything else in the box? No, empty box. That leaves us with the goodies bag. What have we got in here? And I'll keep that bag to put these bits back in. Nose wheel, not very well done up at all, so we'll need to tighten that one up. Some Velcro, which I won't use. I'll use my own because then I know it will stick there forever. Oh, yeah. Let me show these to you. And yeah, I won't be using those. Right, these push horns, also these horns, I will not be using. So can you see that on there? So these horns are, they're good quality, don't get me wrong. But can you see that we don't have the extra length in there and a clip which goes in on the top? I will never use those in any of my models. And the reason for that is that we need the extra clamp on top because these pull out during the flight. So I've had it done to me once and I'll never again. So those will go straight in the bin. In short, there's another one in there. couple of screws, an Allen key, some long screws, which I'm guessing is to screw the wing down. That's fair enough. Oh, ugh. Okay, the push rods are adequate, should I say. If you think about the tail servo, they don't have to go that far, but they're the thicker ones. But the longer ones, which we've got for the ailerons, they're really quite thin. They're probably about 1.5 mil, which I may or may not use. And if I do use, I will glue on and then put a bit of heat shrink tube around it, and reinforce it with a carbon fibre spar. Again, just for sanity and authority in the air. Let's put that back in the bag so they kind of stay together. Brilliant, and those are scheduled for the bin. We have a nose piece. So let's open this one up. This must be for the front, so let me quickly guess how this goes together. It looks pretty straight. Oh! Lovely cut wood. Yeah, it still smells burnt. Lovely. So laser cut, so the accuracy on it is absolutely amazeballs. Let me just stick that on there. To be honest, I probably won't end up using this. Oh, I missed a piece out. But yeah. Yeah, give you a rough idea. That is the nose piece on there. So I'm assuming that's for like your FPV camera and maybe your flight video as well. But you'd never fit a run cam or even one of the smaller Mobius cams underneath that section there. So even if you did have your FPV equipment here, you couldn't fit your camera underneath. If you put your FPV camera on the front and then put your Mobius or your Run Cam 2 on top, it would see the back of the camera. So yeah, could have been designed better. Not likely to be used in that frame, to be honest, but we'll see. I've seen some fantastic accessories over on Thingiverse. I'll pop a link up on your screen, or as a screenshot up on your screen right now. I've already spotted a decent tail skid, a decent nose skid, and some extra little pieces for the top of the wing mounting. And in here must be the inner cage. Now, I did see someone, who was it? Oh, 7Demo7. He built this one a while back. And the little tip which he gave us, which was, again, there's a lot of bits in here. This top cage, if I put this together quickly, again, lovely fitting, very, very accurate fitting. And by the looks of it, decent quality ply as well. It's not heavy. It feels really, really solid. And let me just put this quickly together for you, and I'll show you what I mean. Is that their tip, or Jeff's tip actually, was there's the cage, and that cage fits inside here. So gluing it up is going to be good fun. Is that when you put this cage in, you actually make a floor to this. So if you imagine that's some foam board, for example, we put a foam board floor in there so that we can then put our receiver or our flight controller and sit it in on top of that board, so it's not sat down on the bottom, and it's a nice little place for us to put stuff, and it's easily accessible when we take the wings off. There's some other bits. We've got the motor mounts. I don't know what these pieces are for. I should probably really read the manual. Oh, that must be our tail skid, so that would sit up down here, yeah, like that, in the bottom. In fact, the wooden one looks alright. That does look alright. I don't know if have you ever flown the mini Talon? How did the wooden tail skid go for you? Let me know in the comments section below. So let me get a single motor mount. That should be more than adequate to go in the back. And I will be using, you've seen me use this a lot on my channel, goop glue. I will be mounting this in with goop glue. And maybe a bit of epoxy. The reason for the combination of glues, the epoxy will hold it still. If the epoxy ever does break, the goop glue will kick in. And this is a rubberized glue, so it will give the motor a little bit of flex. And again, let me know your comments, whether you think that's a good idea, bad idea, in the comment section underneath the video. So I'm going to get this put all back into the box so I can clear my desk down and go and get it built. I am aiming to get the bulk of this built today, but I am waiting on the motor. I was going to go for a Sunny Sky 2212 motor, but Banggood was out of stock, so that's really frustrating. So I had a quick look around on the interwebs, and Dave Pinnock, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the top right hand corner. Dave, thank you for the suggestion. We've gone for an NTM prop drive. I can't remember which size it is. I'll put it in a little pop-out box on the bottom of your screen for you. And I bought that literally this morning from Hobby King. Fingers crossed it will be with me by tomorrow so I can get this glued up. And if the weather's good, which to be honest it does look pants on the weekend, I'll get this out and I'll get it flying. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Apparently you can get massive long range flights on it with loads and loads of flight time, especially with the bigger battery packs. So that's my mini Talon. If you do have any tips to help me with this build, please let me know in the comments section. I would really, really appreciate your feedback. So with that said, for myself, Matt, cheerios!